Hey, it's Fred. Welcome back to the Flying Wood Shop here in Riva, Virginia. So, thought I'd talk a little bit today about one of the projects I've been working on. It's probably not a big deal for the actual woodworking types, but for me it's kind of a big deal just because I don't usually make my own tools. So I made a really simple tool today. It's a dowel making jig, and pretty much one of the simplest tools you can make. It's a piece of metal with a bunch of holes in it. Take a look. So basically the reason I had to make this was I'm doing some larger projects. I'm doing a uniform storage crate, I'm doing a blanket chest, and in making the lids for those, they're so large that if you don't do something to mitigate the wood movement and the wood warping, you're going to end up with a cracked, broken, and warped top. So I'm putting a thing on there called a breadboard end. You've seen it your whole life, I'm sure. If you see tables with all the wood going one way and then on the ends the wood's going the other way, that's usually a breadboard end. And what that is it's a mortise and tenon. This is a mortise. A long mortise is about 1.25 inches deep, all the way down most of the length of the breadboard end. That mates up with this long tenon that I've cut into the end of this panel. So this panel is going to get inserted into that mortise, and that's going to keep it flat. The issue is when you do that, as you get higher humidity and temperatures, the wood wants to expand and contract when it gets drier. So it expands along the width, so the wood gets wider, but it doesn't get longer. So now you've got a 90-degree angle. So basically the long running boards need to be able to expand and contract. So there's room built into the edge of that mortise for that tenon to move in and out. And it's only pinned, it's only actually secured in the middle without allowing a little gap or a little slot for the tenon to ride in. So you do that with dowels. This kind of where it comes back to the dowel making jig. You can go to the hardware store and you can buy a pine dowel or a poplar dowel, usually an oak dowel, but good luck finding a walnut dowel or a dowel made out of maple. They just don't sell those kind of things, and if you do find them, they're super expensive. So the solution is to make your own. This is part of a bigger piece of metal that I bought from Lowe's for like $11, $10. And I just drilled some holes in it. They're not perfect, but they work for the application here. So I started off with a 1/2 inch hole, and they go all the way down to 3/8 in 30-second, 64 increments, I'm not sure. So as you're about to see in the video, I start off with a square piece that I wedge into the larger hole, and then I step it down, down, and down, and down all the way until I get to the size I want. At the end, I'll take that, I'll chuck it up in the drill, run some sandpaper across it. Really don't even have to do that. It comes out pretty smooth. This is one that I just did, and I mean it's got a couple ridges on it, but it's going to be inside the wood, giving the wood some structural integrity. So I'm not worried about that at all. So that's why I made the doweling jig. And how about now I'll show it to you in action, and that's it. That's it for now. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.